Hello friends, welcome to the new video of Python application development. So in this video we are going to see how to design a graphical user interface using the very commonly used package in Python is called as Tkinter. So most of the time, whatever the thing that we have seen till, maybe we have not used any kind of GUI, we have used the terminal based methods to read the data from input function basically, and we are going to show that with the help of the print function on the screen. But now we'll be focusing on the user interface. Very interactive user interfaces are possible in Python, and how to design that, what are the controls are available there, how to make use of this particular control. So three things I'm going to show here. First is the widgets available in Python for user interaction. Second is event handling. With the help of that we can read or we can send results from the particular widgets to the user. And third is to have a perfect design, that is geometry manager, that is layout manager of this particular control, so that a good and effective design can be created with the help of the Tkinter. So let's see what exactly the Python provides. Python provides various options for developing GUI. Most important are just like Tkinter is the interface available. It's shipped with the Python's default interpreter. So default interpreter, when you download from the python.org, inside that the Tkinter is by default available. WX Python, one more open source Python interface available for WX Windows, can be downloaded from wxpython.org, as well as the JPython. It's a Python portability with Java's interfaces are available in Python also. So from jython.org it can be downloaded. Okay, in many videos I will be showing that WXPython and JPython, how to use it, but Tkinter is one of the most commonly used interface that I am going to show in this particular video. How to install? It's by default available in the standard Python interpreter with the idle IDE. When you download this from the python.org, inside that Tkinter is by default available. But if you want to install it Anaconda, it's possible. You can search for Tkinter in Anaconda for installation, or if you're using Ubuntu Linux, you can install by using sudo apt install python 3-tk. So this is how the setup are possible. I'll make sure that you've done this setup perfectly. Or if you're using idle on Python on Windows, so it's by default available here. You don't have to do anything extra, so directly it will work along with this. Okay, so whatever IDE, idle, or whatever editors that you use, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use my common editor in my Linux operating system, and similar kind of operations are possible in other kind of IDEs also. Tkinter programming. So it's a standard GUI for Python. When a combined Tkinter properties, fast and easy way to create an GUI applications. Tkinter provides a powerful object-oriented interface to the TK GUI toolkit. Okay, creating an application using Tkinter, there are 4 different steps required. The first is import the Tkinter model. So we have to import the Tkinter model by any of the way that we have seen in model operations. By 3 ways are used there. Generally import and from import. These 2 methods are used to import a Tkinter model. Create a GUI application main window. First thing that we have to define an object of main window of GUI application. Generally we term it as a name by root or top. Add one or more of the mentioned objects to the GUI application. So if you want to add the labels, or if you want to add text boxes, buttons, that can be added after it. And enter the main event loop to take action against each event triggered by the users. We are having one more function called as main loop. With the help of that, this particular window will be continuously active on the screen. Okay, so there are the 4 steps that you need to follow in all kind of programs. Let's see a simple and basic program how Tkinter will basically work. Here the Tkinter is containing your package, import Tkinter. Then top is equal to tkinter.tk, and then after that you have to write the code, and then top.main loop. Let's see how exactly this program is written. Now import Tkinter. So here this is the package Tkinter you will be using here, or you can write from Tkinter import star, that is also possible. So here I am creating the object first of that top window, tkinter.tk. So tk is a class whose object I am creating over here, top, and top dot main loop. So here within these 2 particular, this is the object that we have created, and this is we are keeping the top continuously live on the screen. Within these 2 statements we need to write multiple statements to perform operations, just like to add the widgets on this top window, as well as to handle the events from it, as well as to place this particular control specifically on this particular screen there. Now I'll run this code and let's check the output of it. See, so this is how the Tkinter window will look like. You can use any editor, any idle to run your Python program, doesn't matter. Whatever the method that we have seen till, anyone can be chosen to perform this operation. So I've just written this code and executed the whole code at a time. So let's say this one. This is a Tkinter window. The default window which is shown there contains a TK name at the top and 3 different buttons to close, minimize and maximize. Okay, so I'll be closing this window now, and let's add the control one by one into it. So we are going to see 10 different controls which are generally used. Many controls are possible available there, but very commonly used controls I'll be showing over here. The button, you are knowing it. Button is the widget by which you can just click, or after clicking on that button some event will basically happen. So button is a class which is used to perform these operations. Button, so object name is equal to your class button, and master, the first parameter of every control should be the top window on which you have to add it, root window, top window which you have to add. That is where you have to add this button. That Windows object should be the first parameter, and remaining parameters that are different. So they are different for different controls, but commonly used are just like text that you have to put, or the command means whenever you are clicking on that particular widget, what action to do. So these things are mentioned over there. I'll show one by one to it, and make sure that this is the constructor of this particular class, and almost all the constructor of all the classes are behaving in the same way. Their first parameter always master, means the root window or the top window, and remaining parameters that are like text over it, or command options, or color, or fonts that we can specify after that. All of they are not compulsory, only first parameter is compulsory, that where you have to put this particular control on it. Okay, so this is how the button will be formed. I'll show some simple examples over here. With the help of that we can identify how this button will actually behave. So let's go for the buttons, check it. So here a simple button I am creating. So let's see. So this is object of the Tkinter created. One function I have defined over here, hello Python, hello callback, means basically what happens, that I'll show. See here I am importing the Tkinter, and then Tkinter dot button. Here object I am creating for the button. Okay, so button is created. Where you have to put it? Top. This is the first parameter that every constructor of all the widgets should contain. That is the where you have to add this particular control. Then text. So what should be the text present over that button? That is there, hello. And command. Now what do you mean by command? Command is possible to have in almost all kind of the active controls. So when I click on this button, then what action to do, which function should get called, that is what the command means. So means when I click on this button, this function will be called. So this function is given over here. This concept will come again in event handling, but for simple demonstration I have just added it here. Command is equal to hello callback. So this is hello callback function. Inside it, what I have done, from tkinter.messagebox, so tkinter.messagebox.showInfo, I am showing one message box, just like a pop-up window is opened on your web browser. So it contains the hello Python as a title and hello world as a text present onto it. Okay, that will be shown when you click on the button. That's what the command means. Fine. And then pack. So pack is called as a geometry manager. Means pack is just to add this particular control on the window. Okay, so that's object is created, and pack means added it onto the window. So basically 3 managers are such available there. I'll show after all the widgets are over how to use this particular geometry manager. So pack is the commonly geometry manager which adds the control in the sequence. And finally main loop. So it will continuously live, and let's see. So my button, how it looks like. Okay, say this is how the button control looks like. Okay, so when this all options are available, its window size is automatically created as per the size of the button there. When I click on the button, see, this is what we call as the message box, and this is the first parameter, that is hello Python. The title of it contains, and hello world is the text which is present over that particular control there. If I please, okay, fine. So it's continuously live. You can see this program is live unless and until you don't close this close button. Okay, program will not be terminated. So program is terminated. This is how the button control we are going to use it there. Fine. Similar to that, we are having one more control called as canvas. Canvas is used to draw the different geometrical figures on your window. Okay, drawing pictures like complex layouts. You can place graphics, text, widgets or frames on the canvas. So here the first parameter obviously same, and remaining other parameters that we are going to specify. Let's see how do canvas uses. The canvas widget can support the following standard items, just like arc. You have to draw an arc with these coordinates. Okay, check it out. These coordinates, we can draw this particular arc. So this is starting coordinates. These are the ending coordinates. Fine. Okay, so I've just given here canvas dot create arc. Create arc is a function to create it. Coordinates, from this coordinate starting is 0, extend till 150 and fill by blue color. Like angles are given. This is 0th angle till 150 angle. Highest angle of arc will be 360. Okay, so filling by blue color. Similar to that, we can add the image also, but I will show image method differently. Here image is also possible by using photo image class, create the object of it and give a file name, and then using create image, you just put that image somewhere on that particular canvas. We can draw a line also from these positions x0, y0 to x1, y1 positions. Okay, like that, any number of lines are possible. Create line. Then oval. So this is what creates a oval or circle from which is fitting in this particular rectangle 0 xy and xy, starting xy and ending xy. Then polygon. So polygon must have at least 3 vertices, and above that any number of vertices x0, y0, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Such options are possible, and that we can create these particular controls on the screen. Let's see how canvas will actually work. So let's see the simple application of canvas I have created here. You just can check it out. This is the canvas object where you're going to put on top background color. So see, this BG option is available in almost all the widgets. If I want to set my background color, so background color I am setting yellow. Then height I am putting 500, width is 800 for the canvas. So canvas size, this will be 500 pixels and 800 pixels height and width. Okay, which we have specified. I'll show the output, then we'll talk about it. Then coordinates of it, from which is the starting coordinate x and y, and this ending coordinate x and y. Okay, they are present there. Then create arc, coordinates starting from 0th angle ending with 150 angle and fill by the red color. Okay, then I'm creating a line 10, 50. This 10, 50 starting point, 100, 180 are ending point. Polygons again, first point 100, 100, second point 100 to 50, third point 400 to 50, next point 400, 100. Okay, this is a rectangle which I am creating here. And then create oval. So oval, this will be the point of the rectangle created. 150, 150, 200, 200. They are same. It means that it will be creating a circle there, and fill by the color. This is the hash code of the color which I mentioned there. So I'm making a combination of red with 36, green with 95, and blue with B3 in this way. Okay, so all these controls are created with the help of C. So C is the object of canvas here. Getting? And then C dot pack. So once it is packed, then canvas will be visible on your window. So let's see this one, how exactly the canvas is created. Okay, so check this canvas. So I'll just go to my program again and we'll look for the canvas. Yes, see, this is the yellow color background. Height of this window is 500 pixels and width is 800 pixels. Fine. Then we're going to have arc coordinate. So this is arc. So see the points, 10 from this side, 10 pixels from this side, and 50 pixels from this. Means 10 from this x axis, this is x axis, and this is y axis. Okay, so y axis 50, and ending pixels are present over here, where 240 from this side and 210 from this side. Okay, then starting angle 0, ending angle is 150. So in this 150 angle is extended, filled by red color. Line, the line starting point is this, 10 from this side, 50 from this side. Correct. In this way it is formed. Okay, and end point is present over somewhere over here. Same polygon. Polygon's first point is this 100, 100, second point is this 100 and 250. Okay, then next point is this 400 and 250, and next point is this 400 and 100. Like so, in this way this polygon is formed, and this is your oval. which is creating a square over here with 150 point is present over here and 200 point is present over here. It will draw an oval which is perfectly fitting within that particular square or rectangle. Okay, so in this way this particular controls are created. You just want to make sure that we are having x axis here, y axis here, and starting point is not from here, starting point is from here. Okay, this is a starting point. Okay, so in this way, in this direction x axis points will grow, and in this direction the y axis points will grow, and based on that we have to specify these points on this particular visible window. Okay, this point we'll be talking again in some of the programs like geometry manager, looking for this particular concept very deeply. So I'll be showing that again here. Check button. Check button is just like a button to display the number of options as a user using a toggle button. When I click on that button, then options will be available for us to choose. So check button is the class by which you can create this check button. Okay, just like this, master and the options. So let's go for the check buttons here. So let's see the check button, check it out. So very big program, but don't worry about it, it's very easy to work with. So almost all the programming methods now onwards I'm using the from import method. The all classes I'm importing. Why it's possible? Because see, after importing this I can directly create the object of all the classes. I don't need to write the name of the package afterwards. That's why. Okay, so so here I'm creating two object of different variables. Why I use that? Because when I click on a respective button, respective control, then it's object I require. What kind of value I'm expecting out of it, that I need to mention. So for example, the first checkbox I'm having the int variable, and second I'm having int variable also. So I can have such kind of things. I'll define by using double variable, float variables also. Let's see how to create it. Here check button, where to add? Here. What's the name of it? Music. What's the variable? Now this is the meaning of it. It means that when I click on this particular button, what kind of variable I'm returning? That is check variable 1, which is of type integer. And what values it carries? When it is on, the value of check variable will be 1, and when it is off, value of check variable will be 0. Fine. So in this way these values are specified here. Height of this check button is 5, width is 20. Okay, 5 pixels, width is 20, and command equal to hello. Command equal to hello means when I click on this check button, then hello function will be called. So hello, and again displaying same message box, hello Python, you clicked music. And second checkbox, check button, that is C2, which contains contain over the top, text is video, variable is check var 2, its on value is 1. When I click on it, its value is 1, check var is 1. When I disable it, then its value is 0, the height is 5, width is 20, and command is display. Means when I click on this button, display is called, and I'm printing you clicked videos on the screen. Fine. So in this way, and then I am adding them on the screen by using c1.pack, c2.pack, and make it main loop. So let's try that one. So let's see. Okay, so this is how the controls are created here. Yeah, see this. Okay, so these are your check boxes which are termed as the check button name here. When I click on music, see, so this is called hello. So you are given command hello over here, and this function is called, you click music. Okay, and when I again click on that, so same options, and when I click on this, okay, so printing you clicked videos on the screen. So here you can see the output, you clicked videos. Fine. So in this way this particular behavior of the controls are happen. So you can just have the checkboxes. This is we are specifying the height and width also. Check this, height and width we are specified 5 and width is 20. Okay, so as per your requirement you can just check it out. Fine. So just close this. So see, check button is the control to create the checkboxes. Fine. Now entry. Okay, it's very interesting thing. Now entry is most important widget available and present in the Tkinter. It is used to accept a single line text string from the user. If you want to display multiple line of text edited, then you should use the text widget. So now entry is used to read the data from the user. It's just like a text box. With the help of this text box, we can make use of the entry inside the code. Along with that, one more control is called as a label. Label is to display the data on the screen only. It is not a passive control. It's not active control. It's a passive control. Active control means the control by which we can read the data. and passive control means they are just showing the data, not generating any kind of the actions or the events over there. So let's see how to use the entries. Now entry is very interesting and simple control, and very regularly used in the GUI based application design using Python. So here I am creating a label object. So label is just to display the text on the screen. Where to display? On top. What's the name? Username. And pack, so I am using a side left over here. We'll talk about this where you have to show it. So packed on left side. Then even is the entry. So entry is the text box. So background color I am keeping yellow, foreground color I am keeping red. Okay, so foreground color means whatever you are typing in that text box, that will be appearing in the red color. Okay, so even dot pack, side is right, and go for that. So let's see how exactly entry will look like. Okay, sorry. Okay, say this. So we'll make it front. See, entry. This is a label which is shown over here, and this is your entry box. Now I am activated it, and now I can type something, username. So my name is Tushar. See, so it can be typed. Okay, so it is used to read the data. So red color foreground and yellow color is the background over here. Fine. So in this way, this Tkinter TK box is created. Fine. And entry widget and use label widget, both are added over here. After that, I can add a button, and when I click on the button, I can read the data and then perform some respective operations onto it. That's also possible. Okay, so I'll show that kind of program also, how to work with this specific programs there. Okay, now label. We have seen label also. It's a widget, that display box where you can place text or images. The text displayed by this widget can be updated at any time you want. Okay, so this text can be displayed, and where you have to add that master or root window, we can specify over there. Okay, now list box. The list box is to display a list of items from which user can select the number of items. Let's see how exactly the list box can be created. So let's go for the list boxes. Okay, see, it's very easy, simple, and clean control available. List box, I'm creating object here, top, and after that, list box object contains a method called as insert. With the help of this insert method, I can insert the names inside the list boxes. How to add it? For example, at first position I want to add the Python, second position Perl, then C, then PHP, then JSP, then Ruby, and once the data is added to list box, I am using lb1.pack. Then your list box is added over the top window. Okay, and finally done. So this is how simple list box can be created. As a list of items we can find over there, and out of that we can choose. Similarly, the event handling is also possible there. See this, how these controls are added, Python. So you can just select it, and after that I can add a button. When I click on that button, then I can read the data from this particular list box and use that particular list box inside your program. Okay, so this is what the list box can be created. Fine. Now menu button. So menu button is a part of drop down menu list that stays on the screen all the time. Every menu button is associated with a menu widget that can display choices for the menu button when user click on it. So when I click on a button, then menu should be displayed, and from that menu we can choose the options, and then perfect action will be taken onwards. That's what the menu button will show you. So let's see how exactly menu buttons are possible. Okay, so see. Okay, so menu button, here I am creating this menu button object where you have to add top, then text, condiments. So this condiments name should be displayed over that button. Fine. After that, I am using a grid for this. So we'll talk about this grid. Grid is geometry manager. It will be adding the controls in the grid format. Fine. Then mb.menu. So mb is the object of menu button dot menu. So you have to add the object of menu here. This is the first parameter here. Tier off is equal to 0. Tier off means you are not going to allow, you are not going to change this particular dimensions of it. Then mb of menu, mb.menu. So in this menu control, menu options, I need to add the menu, and then this is I have created for event handling. So when I click on this particular button, which option I have chosen, that I have to specify. So when I am choosing the first option, I am using mayo var, and second option catch var. Fine. Then add the buttons. mb.menu. So mb.menu dot add check button. So I need to add the check button inside it. What's the name of it? Mayo. And what's the variable? It means when I click on this button, then the value will be stored, means this variable is containing the value of it. Okay, that is variable MyoVar. And check button second, I am adding label check ketchup, and variable will be catch variable. So when I want to identify whether you have clicked on Mayo, whether you have clicked on ketchup, so that I can identify with the value of MyoVar and the catch var. Then added the menu button on your window, and then you can see the output of it. Check it out. So menu button, what's the name of the program? Menu button. Yes. Okay, see this. So this is how I have added it. Condiments is the name of it. When I click on it, then this two name will appear. Correct. So on that menu button, I have added the menus. Okay, so first menu is Mayo, second menu is ketchup. So when I click on that, okay, so catch var variable will be initialized, and I can make use of this variable to identify on which particular option you have clicked. Similar to that, if I click on MyoVar, so see, so both are checked now. Okay, so in this way I can make use of the menu buttons. Okay, now message. So message is just like multi-line and non-editable object that display the text, automatically breaking lines and justifying their contents. Its functionality is very similar to the one provided by the label widget, except that it also automatically wraps the text, maintaining the given width and the aspect ratio. Okay, that's what the meaning of message box is. Very simple and clean message box are possible. You can just check it out. Here, message object I am creating, root, and text variable is var. It means that what kind of value that you need to have on that message box that I am specifying over here. Then var is a string variable I am creating, dot set hey how are you doing. So this message I want to show on this message box. Okay, so here I am specifying that. Okay, and then label dot pack. So label is an object of message box, pack, it will be displayed on your root control there. This is how simply a message box can be created. So let's try the message box. See this. This is your message boxes. Okay, so it's possible to wrap the text. See, automatically it will wrap it, and based on that display, it adjusts the width of, means depending upon the width of your control, it will adjust it automatically. This is what called as the message box. So whenever you have to show any kind of messages, this message box can be easily used just like label, but it adding the control of wrapping the text here. Now let's one more important concept or the control of widget is radio button. This widget implement a multi-choice button, which is a way to offer many possible selections to the user and let user choose only one of them. Okay, we have come across radio button for multiple number of times. Out of multiple radio buttons, only one will be activated, and which is activated, which is user has selected, that we can read with the help of the event handling there. So let's go for the radio buttons, how these radio buttons are actually created and how they can use this setup. See this. So here I have added the event handling. So identify which radio button is selected to perform the operation. So here what I have done, two variables I am creating. First variable is var, int integer variable, which value is expected from the radio button. Second variable is var1, integer variable same. Now radio button. This is the object of radio button created. What's the name of it? Option 1, variable is var. It means that if you selected that, this value will contain value 1. Correct. When I selected this variable will contain value 1. Command is SCL, means SCL command or SCL function will be executed when I click on this button, packet. Second radio button, root, option number 2, variable is var. Now let's look at this and this name are same. It means that in this, between these two radio buttons, only one selection is possible. Okay, so when I am creating multiple radio buttons and their names are different, their variables are different, so all can be selected at once. But I need to create a group of radio buttons. So this group of radio buttons are possible with the help of this mechanism, that variable name should be same. Here var and var I am choosing, and their values are different. So when I am choosing this option, value of var will be 1, and when I am choosing this option, value of var will be 2. Command is SCL. Now third case, I am creating a radio button, option 3, but here variable is different. It means that this and this variable can be activated at a time, but this and this is not possible because their variables are same. Okay, out of this only one is possible to activate, and out of these two both are possible to activate because their variables are different. Value 3, command is SCL and pack. Fine. So in this way we are going to add the controls, and now let's see how exactly we are going to make use of it. So here SEL function, what it does here, I'm printing the selected items. Selection is equal to you selected the option string var dot get. So var is a variable here, this one variable of type integer, and I want to extract its integer values. I can make use of var dot get method there. Then label is created, so label dot config text equal to selection. So this is what label I'm added to the root, and that label will show you the selected method, means what you have selected, that selection text will be added to the labels when I click on this particular radio button. Okay, so that's how simple option I have created here, and let's check for this radio button. Okay, see this. So I'll go here and let's see how exactly this control behaves. Okay, so when I click on option 1, correct. So when I click on option 1, variable var is selected as 1, command selected SEL, it will go here SEL, selection equal to selected item options SCR string of SCR var dot get, that I got you selected item option 1, and then label, this is a label which is configured with the selection text. Okay, this is selection text shown there, and the label is configured, and that's shown over here. That's it. If you are going to have option 2, see, selected option 2, so option 3, yes. Now here I am not getting var1 dot get is required. That's why this is not changing. Fine, it's calling the SEL method, but this is not changing because this is var1 should dot get should be present. And now see, this and this is active because these two variables are different, 2 and 3, but 1 and 2 variables are same. That's why out of this only one is possible to get chosen. So this is how the radio buttons are created, and they can read the data from the user selection afterwards. Okay, fine. Now scale widget provides a graphical slider object that allows you to select values from specific scale. Okay, so let's see how exactly the scale will behave. So it's very interesting to see the scale here. Yes, see. So let's focus on this. So first of all, I'm creating a variable double var. So I require the scales value to be put inside a variable. So scale is equal to scale. So scale is a class here where to put variable is var. So value of scale I want to put in variable var. Orientation is horizontal. So two orientations are there. I want to show the scale horizontal fashion or vertical fashion. We can have vertical also. Now what's the minimum value it should present? 275 and from 10. So sorry, this is the maximum value from 10 to 75. Minimum value of scale will be 10, maximum will be 75. So you can move that scale within this particular range, and accordingly that we can select it. Let's see how exactly it's possible. Scale dot pack. So I'm packing at center position. Then I'm adding a button here. Button text will contain get scale value, and command is SEL. It means that when I click on this button, I want to get the scales value. So here I'll go SEL. Value is equal to str.var.get. So what variable is containing, this value will be present here, and label.config that particular selection text. Okay, in this way, and this label which I have created here is added, and root main loop. So let's see how exactly this will work. The scale option. Okay, so let's check this. Yeah, this is your scale. Fine, its minimum value is 10 from, and maximum value is 100. Sorry, for 75. In this way range only it will move. Correct. Orientation is horizontal, and the value present inside the scale currently I am storing in var. So when I click on this button which I have created here, get scale value, when I click on that, this SEL will be called. So SEL is called selection var.get. What var contains? 44. So value equal to 44, that will be selected, selection text will contain, and that I am putting onto the label when it is possible, when I am getting get scale value. Check it. It's a double variable, that's why it's showing 44.0. Check it out. So in this way the scale will be using. So I want to restrict the input from the user within a specific range. So I can make use of this kind of the scale object, and we can read the data as per the scale that user is moving from minimum value to the maximum value. So this is what the scale is used. Okay, so let's see the scroll bar now. This widget provides a slider control that is used to implement vertical scroll widgets such as list boxes, text, canvas. Note that we can also create a horizontal scroll bars on entry widgets also. So this is the extra widget that I can add to previously used widgets also. Okay, widget to widget connections. So scroll bar is used to do these operations. Yes, let's see how exactly scroll bars is possible. See, now here in this particular program, so I am creating a scroll bar object. Check this. I have packed that right side, fill is equal to y. Okay, so yes, filling is possible. Yes. Then list box I am creating here. See, in list box it's possible to add the scroll bars. So where to add? Y scroll command. Okay, so on y axis I require the scroll bar. That's what the meaning of y scroll command is. Scroll bar dot set. Okay, so on y axis. Now inside this particular list box I am adding 100 of different options. How to add it? For line in range 100, my list dot insert end. So it's added every time at the end of it. This is the line number of line, str of line. So it's line number 0, line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number till 99. All these line numbers are added inside the list. And then I am adding this list to the control, then scroll bar dot config. So I want to configure the scroll bar. Where you have to add the scroll bar, command is equal to my list dot y view. Y view means on y side you are going to add this particular scroll bar. So in this way the scroll bars can be added to the respective control. So let's see how scroll bars are possible. See this. This is how the list box is created here, and inside this list box these lines I have added 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till. Okay, fine. Okay, and this is y axis we are adding the scroll bar. So that's why y view I am using, y scroll command I am using here, and fill is equal to y I am using here. Okay, and see this. So all these lines are added by using a for loop till 99 number line. This is the line number and the number in the string format which I have converted and added there, and this is how we can add the scroll bars. Fine. So scroll bar can be added to respective widgets as an extra control, extra widget required over there. So you just can try this code and check horizontal orientation. Also you can add respective controls. We can add it to the canvas also. So as per your requirement you can add this particular scroll bar to the respective extra widgets. Okay, now let's talk about the main window that we are going to use here. It's called as a top level. Top level widget works as a window that are directly managed by the window manager. They do not necessarily have parent widget on the top of them. Like top level object I have shown over here, but very rarely we require it. Will generally I'll just focus on the main window and its options available. Okay, main window, like top window. So what are the options available with the top window? Let's see this. For example, I'm creating object of the top window TK here. Okay, and I want to change the title, whose title is by default TK. I want to change the title. Just I can use title function from method from there. This is my main window. You can check it out. This is the title. I want to change its dimensions, 500 pixels width and 300 pixels height. So geometry method will have 500 x 300, 500 pixels height, 300 pixels width. Resizable. Resizable means actually all windows are resizable. We can drag x or y direction, so change its size, but resizing we can disable. So in this particular method I am disabling the x axis resizing. X axis we can't resize, but on y axis possible. That's y axis contains 1, it's enabled. That's possible. So these are the commonly used method that I can use along with this particular object of top. So let's see how to possible. So see this. Okay, now this is your main window. See, this is main window, title I am changing, and now geometry, this is 500 pixels width, okay, total, and 300 pixels height, which are specified over here. Fine. Resizable means now it is possible to resize this window. So I can resize this. See, is it? Yeah. And if I go on this direction, possible? Yes. So I have disabled x, this axis, horizontal axis resizing. So this is not possible. So this is not exactly resizing, but this side is resizing it. Fine. So these are the options, these are the methods that I can use on the top levels. As per your requirement, you can set the size of it, you can change the name of the respective window, and after that we can start adding the controls for that particular window. This is how it is possible there for top level. Now let's come with the last control here. It's called as a spin box. So spin box widget is a variant of standard Tkinter entry widget. which can be used to select from this fixed number of values. Okay, it's like entry widget, but in entry means in text box we are specified with the fixed number of values, fixed range values there. That fixed range values only we can use along with this spin box. So let's see how exactly spin box is possible. See, a simple spin box I am creating here. Spin box master, I am adding to this master, that is top level window from 0 to 10. So I can have the values in this text box within a specific range only. Okay, so let's see this spin box. Okay, check it out. From 0 to here we can have the brass arrows. You can increment that. I'm just clicking on it. Maximum value is 10. Above that's not possible. I can decrement it. Minimum value is 0. Okay, and I can modify it. Okay, but these controls will use this value within a specific range only, not above this particular range. This is called as a spin box. So if you want to restrict the user to have the value within a specific range, we can make use of it. Just like scale is non modifiable but by the user entry, but spin box is modifiable by the user entry. So we can fix that data, and based on that the data entry from the spin box is possible here. So this is what the spin box is. Now these are the commonly used control that we can make use of in Tkinter. We hope that you are doing this practice. We are performing operation, you are making the changes in the program, and we can see how exactly the controls are looking like after changing the respective options there. Now let's go for the main part of this, event handling. Basically we have seen event handling in few of the programs, but see how exactly the events are possible here. Event means you are clicking on the particular widget action to performs. So some controls are passive, some controls are active. Passive means like message box is passive, label is passive, means on clicking on that control no action is performed, but radio button, check button or menu button or the entry or the button, they are active controls. When you click on that, some actions are generated. Okay, so these are called as events, and I want to handle that. If you have generated this action, then what to do, that is possible in event handling. So two method mechanisms are used there. Okay, before that, just see a few of the event bindings here. These are the names of mouse events: button 1, 2, 3, B1 motion, button 1 release, double button 1, enter, leave, focus, like focus in. Okay, sorry, enter, leave, till. And these are the keyboard events: focus in, focus out, end, return, key, shift up, configure, like. So means when I am performing operation from mouse side, so these events are generated, or keyboard side, these events are generated, and then we can make use of them inside your program. So there are two ways by which event can be handled. Event sources are the widgets, means widgets are generating the events, and we can specify their handlers by two methods. First is by using command handler, and second by using callback handler. Okay, so how exactly command handler means? Let's see. Command handler can use the command keyword argument to the respective objects that we have already seen there. For Tkinter import star, if you written root and button, so here press me, and here I am writing a command. Okay, command is equal to root.quit. Now root.quit, quit is a function of this root or this particular class. So when I click on press me, it will close it, directly close it, and program will be terminated. So if I want to do this operation, I am using this command option, and this command option is available with all kind of active controls, okay, which I have shown, which I have talked about. So this function will be called, I don't have to write quit function here because quit is already available. So command can directly use this method, as well as I can define the command by my own also. That's called as a callback. So callback is the name of the function that is to be run in the response of an event. It can be defined as a freestanding function in our program or a class member. So let's see this one. In this program I have written that. So let's see this program directly. So first of all, event, this is callback. Okay, see this. So here I am defining a quit method. Okay, adding hello, I am getting out of here, and sys.exit. So sys is the module, inside that exit function is available. I am exiting from this particular function, particular program, by using exit function. Here I am creating this widget button. Okay, button. So nowhere is added, only independent button I am creating. We can add to the top level also. This is also possible that okay, you are not adding this button anywhere. Press me to quit. and command is equal to quit. So when I click on this button, quit will be called. That's it, simple as that. See, okay, check it. So when I click on this, see, hello, getting out of here. This is what the message displayed, and I'm exiting out of it simply. So this is how we can make use of the command option. So you just have to specify the function, define the function and call the function. When I click on this, the command should be name of the function written over there. Okay, that's what the meaning of the callback is. Now binding event, the most important part here. I want to bind the mouse events or the events of the keyboard to it. So how to do this one? So here I'm defining 3 functions. You can check this out, or I'll show the program for this. Let's see, bound events. Okay, this one. Okay, the 3 functions are defined. Hello, we'll double click to exit. Okay, then quit, then caught a double click or leaving, and then exiting. So make sure that its parameter is given there, event name. See, event. Okay, so this parameter should be present. This event parameter I am passing from here. These are the name of the events. So it means that this function should be called when the event has occurred. Fine. Then right click, something. It's simple. I'm just demonstrating when I'm clicking on mouse, first button or double click or third button. Second button is there in between. Remember, the third button is the left click. Okay, first button is the left click, sorry, and third button is the right click. Okay, and double click. So when I click on the left click button double, so this function will be called. So here I'm creating a button. Okay, hello event, then I'm packing it, then bind. So bind function method is used to bind the particular event to this particular control. So let's see, I'm binding this event to the button. Which event? Button 1. When I click button 1, first button on the mouse, then this should be called. What is? Double click to double click to exit. Okay, when I'm clicking the second button, I think this is something different. So button 1 is hello, double click to exit. Okay, that will be called only single click. Then double click, so quit will be done. So I'm calling quit method. When I'm writing double click, this is double click event binding. And third case, third button, if I clicking third button, that is right click. Okay, then it will show right clicked and just a message will be displayed over there. That's what the meaning of it. So binding the event is possible, and when I clicking a respective button of the mouse, so what action to do, that we can specify here in this particular way. So let's see this, how exactly this is possible. So let's check event. It's the name of program, bound events. Okay, and now see this. Now when I click a right click onto it, so I just done a right click. Check the output, right clicked, or you can go here again, right click, correct. Now original click, see, this is your left click. Okay, so 1 2 3, getting, so the double click has happened actually, that's why it's coming out of it. You see, again single click, again single click, again double click, yeah, caught a double click and leaving. So in this way we can handle it, and this is possible for all kind of controls, not only for button, for every widget I can handle it. So the list which is shown over here we can make use of it in this particular by using bind method. We can bind a respective event to the control, and when mouse or keyboard is generating that particular event, action we can specify by your own, which just we have seen in this particular program. Okay, this is how binding is possible. Okay, now let's come with the last or third part of this particular video, is the geometry manager. Geometry manager is the layout manager for placing various widgets on the visible window. Tkinter possesses 3 different layout managers. First is pack, second is grid, and third is place. So these 3 geometry managers can place your data on the same window. They serve various functions, like they arrange the widgets on the screen, they register the widgets with the underlying windowing system, and they manage the display of widgets on the screen. Let's see the pack. We have already seen the pack in almost all the programs. We are using packed geometry manager. What's the meaning of it? It's easiest to use with all of 3. Instead of having a declare precisely where widgets should appear on the display screen, we can declare the position of widgets with pack command relative to each other. Okay, where the first control is shown, along with that second is packed, along with that third is packed. Okay, so the pack command takes care of the details. Though pack command is easier to use, this layout manager is limited in its possibilities compared to the grid and place manager. Very limited. Generally we use the grid or place, and place is very commonly used or very popularly used command manager available. For simple applications, definitely the manager of choice. For example, simple applications like placing number of widgets side by side or top of each other, the pack manager will be used regularly. Okay, now let's see a simple example here. So here on it, I'm using a tk.label root. Okay, so red sun, background red, foreground is white, pack. Then second is green grass, third is sky blue, and pack. So whatever sequence you follow, in the same sequence they are added. Check it out. This is the output of this particular window. Pack geometry manager will be used in this way. So this is how as per the data, as per the design, this controls will be added on the particular window. Now if you go with the fill, there is the option which is used over here. You can check it out. Fill is equal to tk.x. It means that the place which is empty, see the background is empty, which is shown in the gray color here, which I can fill with the respective colors. So tk.x, here also I am giving fill option tk.x, here also I am giving fill option tk.x. Means on x axis you have to fill the complete space with the given background color. Okay, so with the given background color, that background is filled, and we are just going to have the output here. So fill options I can use to fill the complete background in the same color. One more option is there called as padding. Padding means the space that we can leave from x axis or the y axis. So here I am using pad x. Check it out. Fill and pad x. From x axis, on x axis you can see this space is empty here. So I want to keep this 10 space empty from this direction, this side also, this side also, from y axis, on x axis only. So we can keep this empty, and based on that the output will be shown. Okay, so this is what a padding. So these options I can make use of it to make it packed on the particular visible window by different colors. Similar to that, we can use pad y also. Pad y is also possible, and on y axis also the padding is possible. In this way you can check it out. See, pad y. Okay, so they are having the space of 10 pixels. There is a 10 here, 10, like 10. Okay, so 10 from green and 10 from red. That's why it is becoming 20 here. Okay, so here also 10 from green, 10 from blue, and here 10 pixels, and above also 10 pixels. That is what pad y means. So padding you require. So as per your requirement of design, we can make use of these padding options here. Now side. See, one more option that we can use, side. We have already seen in one of the program. Let's talk about it. On which side we have to keep this. So this is what we call a alignment. Default is left. We can keep all the control on right side. We can keep all the control on center of it. It means that when you maximize or minimize this particular window, maximize this window, then automatic adjustment of this control will be done. Okay, we can keep them on left side, we can keep them on right side, we can keep them on the center of the particular window. Okay, so all these things are possible by this particular side option over there. Okay, so you can just make use of it. These programs are given to you. I've just shown the output of the respective window here on the screen. Now the most important geometry manager is place. Place geometry manager allows you to explicitly set the position and size of a window, either in absolute terms or relative to another window. The place manager can be accessed through the place method. It can be applied to all the standard widgets. See this, the diagram which I have shown over here. So here this is x axis, this is y axis, and this point on the window is 0 0. And if you consider any simple point, like here this is a point and I want to place widget at this position. So position of this widget I can specify from x side. Here I have 120 pixels, and from y side, on this side I am having 70 pixels, and from this position onward this widget will be visible like a button. Okay, so I can manually specify at what position over the screen you have to place this window. That's why it's called as a place geometry manager. Let's see how place is used. Now in this particular program, so I'll check out the program and see the output of this. See, here I am creating a label. Okay, on root, text is red sun, background is red, foreground is white, and now this is how the place is used. X position I am keeping 20, means 20 pixels from x side, 10 pixels from y side, and width is 100, height is 20. Width is 100, height is 20. Okay, second label, which is green grass, 20 from x side, 40 from y side, width is 100, height is 20. Now third is button, whose background color is blue, foreground color is white. X axis, x side 30, y is 100, width is 150, and height is 40. So manually for every control we can specify these particular options, and let's see how exactly it is shown here. See this. Let's go for the program and now see place. So placement of respective control you can easily do. So here this is your label, fine, red. So from this side we are keeping 20, and from this side, y side, is 10, 20 and 10. Here it is 20 and 40, correct. And for third case, 30 and 100, 30 from this side and 100 from this side. So this particular window, this particular point position which are mentioned over x and y. And width and height, so width of this is 100, sorry, width is 100 and height is 20. This is width is 100, height is 20. For this, width is 150 and height is 40. Height is 40, width is 150, height is 40. So this place geometry manager, you can specify the things in this way explicitly, and based on that we can specify, you can place your control anywhere on this particular visible window. Okay, we can make use of it, and any geometry, anywhere, any control, any font or any color, any placement, all these things are possible by the place geometry manager by using this particular mechanism here. Very interesting to use this, very regularly the users uses. And the third one is the grid geometry manager, that places the widgets in two-dimensional table which consists of the number of rows and number of columns. The position of widget defined by the row and the column number. Widget with the same column number and different row number will be above or below of each other. Correspondingly, widget with the same row number but different column numbers will be on the same line and will be beside of each other, that is to the left or the right. Okay, let's see how grid will do. Same program I am using in the grid format. So let's go for the program and then check it out. Okay, not this, yes, this is the grid. Okay, so let's see this one, the program which is shown over here. So label, three labels are there, and see this one, w.grid, row 0, column 0. So this I want to show in the two-dimensional format. So this is number of rows are 2, number of columns are 2. So this is 0, 0, 0 number row, 0 number column. This is 0 number row, column number 1. This is 1 number row, column number one number row, column number 0, and this is row number 0, column number 0. Row number 1, column number 1. So in this way you can have this. See, here I am 0, 0, second time grid 0, 1, third time grid 1, 0 and 1, 1. So three labels there. This is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So in this particular grid format, if I specify it, so we can create the grid and we can have the placement of particular control over the particular window. So this is how the geometry manager grid will be used. So if you want to place the windows, manage widgets or in the grid format, so we can make use of the grid geometry manager here, and then you can place it accordingly. Okay, so this is how different options of geometry managers are possible. Now let's talk about the fonts. Now I want to make the changes in the fonts, their colors, their like formatting, like bold, italic, or their pixels, like all these things are possible there. So to do this one, see, for every control which is containing a text present on it, so just like button contains a text present on it, only for them these fonts are applicable. So let's see text, and if I want to add the font, so I am using background color yellow, foreground color black, and font is equal to Arial. Now here font is a parameter which is a tuple parameter. Inside that you have to specify the things as per your requirements. How? Arial font. Okay, so see, this button is displayed with the Arial font here. 25 points is the size of it. Default is 10. Whatever is displayed on your control is containing a 10 default size. With respect to that 10, we can specify this size. 10 points, 20 points, 25 points. See, it's 25 points. And now bold. This is the bold. Okay, which you have specified here, bold, italic or underline. These three parameters are possible here. You can choose any of the font, but that font should be installed on your system. Then only I can use that particular font. So, and font name should be perfect, in capital, lowercase letter, whatever the names are given to the font, that name we can use in this tuple format. Okay, and then font we can specify. So this is how the font, and this is the output of this particular window that we can see. So wherever the text are possible to have on the widget, there only we can use this font option. Okay, so in this way you can add the fonts. You can check the output of this particular program also. And come with the last, inserting the images. Now inserting the images, we require one package called as PIL, that is Python Imaging Library, or Pillow package. You can just search for it, install this PIL or Pillow package. I have given the command here by saying pip, also you can install it, Pillow or the PIL. And to do this one, so how to do it? So here I am creating this root from PIL import image tk and image. Image tk is a class, image is also class. In image tk I am using photo image class, and is object I am creating like using image.open logo.png. This logo file should be stored into current working directory, then only I can use it. So it is present in current working directory, and its object is created, and then by using label root image is equal to img. So img object which I created for image tk, which I have to pass as parameter to img, and then place it at what position I want to place. 50, 70, 50 from x side and 70 from y side, and then image will be displayed. But we have to make sure that this image should be present in the current working directory, logo.png. Okay, then only you can use it, and then add it to the label. So separate image abilities are not possible there, so you have to add it into the label. Okay, as a image option there, and then place it. So make sure that image option is also available in many controls. You can add the image over the button, you can add over the label, you can add over the check button also. Okay, so wherever you require, that image can be added, but it should be used effectively. Means it's just not like standard graphical user design is not followed. It's just creating the designs. So design effectiveness depends upon these particular factors also. Okay, so you can try this program. It's also given along with this video. Okay, this is the output of this code. Okay, so this is what the Tkinter is. The graphical user interface design with the help of the Python programming language is possible with the help of this default GUI creation package. So all kind of projects where the GUI is required, needed, this much things are sufficient. We just can make use of it and perform the respective operations. I'll just show you a simple program here by which these all things I have added together and a small effective program I have created. So let's see this. It's the last code of this particular presentation. Let's see calculators. Calculators. So here in calculators I have added, see, label, it's number 1, number 2. So 2 entry boxes, 2 labels, and their placements I have done at 10, 10, 10, 10, then 100 and 80. Okay, let's see the output and we'll relate that here in it. So simple calculator based program I have created, and how it is actually formed, that we'll see. Check this. Okay, check it out. Yeah, this is label 1, this is label 2. Their font also given Courier 15, Courier 15. See, this is how it's added. 10, 10. This is 10, 10, 10 and 80 for label number 2. Then these are the entry widgets. See, 2 entry widgets are there. Here also Courier 15 fonts I am specifying. Its position is 125, 10, 125, 80. 125 on this side, 80 from this side, like. Okay, and then 4 buttons. See, button add, then sub, div, mul. Their positions are 40, 80, 40, 80, height is 40 and 80, height and width are, they are almost all they are same. Check it out. And their positions are mentioned 20, 150. This is 20, 150, 120, 150, 220, 150, 320, 150. Means they are actually having a difference of 100, 100, and from y side their position is same, that is 150. Correct? That's why they are aligned in the same operations. And one last label I am giving is a result, which is a label. When I click on a respective button, so number 1 and number 2 will be taken, and then result will be displayed here. So results name is L, that is the label. Its font is again Courier 15. It's placed as 150, 200 positions here. 150 from this side, 200 from this side. Okay, in this way. So this is how GUI is possible here. Now when I'm putting some data inside it, 56, and here I'm in 23. Okay, and when I click on the respective button, for example, I click on the add button. So you can see this add button here, add. This is add button. When I click on add button, the add function will be called. So if I go to add function, check this. The functions are same. So how would I have done that? So when I click on add function, I'm getting a result equal to float of e1.get. E1 is object of first entry dot get, convert into float format, plus e2.get, get the data, convert into float format. Correct. So this data I'm getting in the string format, and then I'm typecasting it to the floating point format. Then I'm doing addition of them. Correct. Add, and then L is object of label. L.config text is equal to result plus str of result. Means result is a already defined text variable plus the result I am getting and converting into result string format, and then attaching it to the result. Then I'll get a result there. See, 79.0 in this way. So young.get, e2.get, add them and config that text to the label, and then we can see the output in this way. If I want to make it in this way, see, and then add 80.37. Similar operation I have done for subtraction, for division, for multiplication also. This is subtraction, this is division, this is multiplication. Fine. So this is how simple GUI, graphical user interface, is possible, where you can add entry, you can add labels, even you can add colors, fonts, images as per your requirement. You just can do it. This program is also given along with this video. You can try that. A very small simple example where all these controls are effectiveness is implemented so much easily, and the GUI design with Python is possible in this way. So here you can have calculator's name also. TK name is given. You can add the calculator. Means, for example, I can add this name here, top dot title. Okay, my calculator. Okay, fine. Let's run this again. So name will appear there. I'll just close this and now run it again. Yeah, okay, so the name is appearing here, my calculator. Even you can disable this. If you are disabling both resizing, means I am resizing it. See, this resizing is possible, but if I want to disable that, I can use resizable option here, top resizable and disable 0 0 both sides. X is 0 and Y is also 0. Correct. Now see, your maximize button is removed directly. It's not possible to have it there. So maximizing is not possible. So will show error. This also you have to handle by using exception handling. We can make use of this, whether you enter the data or not. So you'll display a message if something is nothing is present there, value error is raised, then display a message box that please enter the values, like that's also possible. So it requires the knowledge of core Python programming there. So this is how we are making use of the graphical user interface designs. All of these programs, almost 20 programs are present there. These programs I have shared with this video. Just try by your own and try to create your own graphical user interface effectively. Thank you. Thanks a lot.